The hip-hop world is buzzing, and the excitement isn't just hype, it's historic. Baby Keem, already one of the genre's most innovative and unpredictable talents, has made a move that experts say could reshape the future of hip-hop forever. From his signature beats to his daring lyrics, Keem has always pushed boundaries, but his latest project has fans, critics, and fellow artists stunned. The energy surrounding this release isn't just about music, it's about a cultural shift, a redefining of what the next generation of hip-hop can look like, sound like, and represent. What makes this moment unprecedented is the combination of creativity, strategy, and timing. Baby Keem has been quietly building momentum, releasing tracks that tease the edges of genre conventions while staying undeniably authentic. But this new chapter, it's not just a continuation of his career, it's a statement. From experimental production techniques to collaborations with some of the biggest names in the industry, every move signals a new era in hip-hop, one where the rules are being rewritten in real time. Fans and insiders alike are calling this a turning point. Social media erupted the moment news of his latest project dropped, with snippets and teasers going viral within hours. On platforms like TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, fans are analyzing every beat, every verse, every subtle shift in style. Music analysts are weighing in too, highlighting how Baby Keem is blending influences from multiple genres while keeping the core of hip-hop intact, a balance that few artists manage to achieve. But it's not just about the sound. Keem is also redefining how artists approach visibility, branding, and influence in hip-hop. His social media strategy, visual storytelling, and the way he engages with fans all combine to create a blueprint for the future of the industry. Young artists are watching closely, learning how to innovate not just musically but culturally, understanding that success in hip-hop now requires mastery of both art and persona. The stakes are high. Industry veterans are praising Keem's vision, while skeptics are questioning whether this level of innovation can be sustained. But one thing is certain, Baby Keem is no longer just a rising star. He's a trailblazer, shaping trends, influencing peers, and challenging the status quo. The impact of his latest project is poised to ripple across the industry for years, redefining expectations and inspiring a new generation of creators. With every release, every verse, and every creative choice, Baby Keem is proving that hip-hop's future is not only here, it's being written by him. And the question now is not if the genre will change, but how profoundly, and who will follow in his revolutionary footsteps. Fans, critics, and fellow artists alike are watching closely, knowing that this moment could be the start of a seismic shift in music history. As Part 1 begins, the ripple effect of Baby Keem's latest move in hip-hop is already undeniable. This isn't just another album drop of viral moment. It's a seismic shift in the genre, one that has fans, critics, and fellow artists alike rethinking what hip-hop can be. Keem's rise to prominence has been marked by innovation, risk-taking, and a refusal to conform, but his newest project elevates this to an entirely new level. Every beat, verse, and collaboration is a calculated move, signaling that the future of hip-hop may look, sound, and feel drastically different. The anticipation for this moment has been building for months. Baby Keem has carefully cultivated a reputation as one of hip-hop's most experimental talents. Early tracks displayed a willingness to merge trap, melodic flows, and unconventional production techniques, creating a signature sound that stands out in a crowded industry. But the latest project goes beyond mere experimentation. It's a statement. Keem isn't just participating in the genre, he's redefining its boundaries. The production quality is meticulous, blending traditional hip-hop elements with genre-bending influences, from jazz-inspired rhythms to electronic undertones. This fusion creates a soundscape that's both innovative and accessible, appealing to longtime fans while drawing in a new audience eager for the next evolution of hip-hop. Social media reactions were immediate. Within minutes of snippets surfacing online, fans flooded platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, dissecting every beat and lyric. Some clips went viral within hours, with users creating trends around his unique flows and catchy hooks. Analysts and music critics jumped into the conversation, noting that Baby Keem's approach is unlike anything seen in mainstream hip-hop in recent years. He blends technical skill with cultural awareness, balancing clever wordplay with socially relevant commentary, and doing so with a confidence that feels both daring and authentic. One of the most striking aspects of this project is Keem's strategic use of collaborations. While he has previously worked with established artists, his latest moves highlight an acute understanding of industry dynamics. By pairing with top-tier talents and emerging innovators, Keem creates a network of influence that extends beyond the music itself. These collaborations aren't just about star power. They're about creating a cultural moment, leveraging the reach of multiple artists to amplify his impact. Every feature, every shared verse, and every co-production adds layers to the project, signaling a deliberate effort to shape the trajectory of modern hip-hop. Behind the music, Baby Keem's creative vision is apparent in the visuals and marketing strategy. Album art, music videos, and social media campaigns are all integrated to convey a cohesive narrative that complements the music. The visuals are striking. Bold colors, futuristic motifs, and cinematic storytelling create an immersive experience that extends the album's impact beyond sound alone. Fans are not just consuming tracks. They are engaging with a fully realized artistic universe, one that signals a broader shift in how hip-hop artists can present themselves in the digital age. Critics have been quick to note that Keem's approach is a departure from traditional hip-hop paradigms. Instead of relying solely on lyrical bravado or club-ready hits, he is building a layered, complex body of work that encourages multiple listens and in-depth analysis. There's a sophistication to the production and writing that challenges listeners, while also maintaining accessibility through catchy hooks and infectious beats. This balance is rare in modern hip-hop and positions Keem as both an innovator and a trendsetter. Industry insiders also point to Keem's timing as a critical factor in the project's impact. Hip-hop is evolving rapidly, with younger artists experimenting with melody, flow, and production at an unprecedented pace. Baby Keem is riding this wave, but is not just participating, he's directing it. By pushing the genre in new directions while maintaining a clear connection to its roots, he's setting a standard for the next generation of artists. The combination of technical skill, cultural awareness, and strategic vision makes this project a blueprint for future success in the industry. Even among fans, reactions are mixed but electric. Some listeners marvel at the experimental approach, praising Keem for in an era where oversaturation can dilute impact. Baby Keem has managed to capture the spotlight completely, commanding focus across platforms, demographics, and international markets. In Part 1, the narrative surrounding Baby Keem's latest project is clear. This is more than just music. It is a carefully crafted cultural moment that demonstrates his ability to influence, inspire, and challenge the very foundations of hip-hop. Fans, critics, and fellow artists alike are witnessing the emergence of a figure whose creativity, vision, and strategic thinking could change the direction of the genre for years to come. As the project continues to roll out, one thing is certain: Baby Keem is not merely participating in hip-hop's evolution, he is actively shaping it. The stage is set, the music has dropped, and now, the world watches as Baby Keem redefines what it means to be a hip-hop artist in the modern era, blending innovation, influence, and artistry into a force that could forever change the landscape of the genre. As Part 2 unfolds, the impact of Baby Keem's latest project continues to reverberate across the hip-hop landscape. What started as anticipation around a single release has evolved into a broader cultural phenomenon, with fans, critics, and industry insiders dissecting every detail of his work. This isn't merely a collection of tracks. It's a carefully orchestrated statement that signals the arrival of a new era in hip-hop, one where innovation, collaboration, and boldness take center stage. One of the most notable aspects of this project is Keem's fearless approach to experimentation. He seamlessly blends trap foundations with unconventional melodic patterns, futuristic production techniques, and layered vocal effects that challenge traditional notions of hip-hop. Each track showcases his willingness to push boundaries, but what makes this project remarkable is how accessible it remains. Even with avant-garde production choices, listeners are still drawn in by hooks that linger, flows that captivate, and beats that demand repeated attention. This balance between experimentation and accessibility is rare and has sparked widespread admiration among both casual listeners and music connoisseurs. Social media has been a primary driver in the project's viral reach. TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter exploded as fans shared snippets, broke down lyrics, and recreated scenes from music videos. Within hours, trends formed around specific beats and signature lines, with creators remixing and reinterpreting the material in countless ways. This online engagement has elevated the project's cultural significance, transforming it from a traditional album release into a full-blown social phenomenon. Analysts note that this level of fan interaction demonstrates Keem's acute understanding of how modern hip-hop intersects with digital culture, an intersection where virality, innovation, and audience engagement define long-term impact. Collaborations on this project also reinforce its game-changing potential. Keem strategically selected artists whose influence, style, and energy complement his own, creating tracks that are both musically compelling and culturally significant. By merging different voices and styles, he not only broadens his reach but also shapes a new vision for the genre itself. The collaborations are not merely promotional. They serve as a blueprint for how hip-hop can evolve through shared creativity. Industry insiders emphasize that these partnerships may influence a generation of artists, encouraging a more collaborative, experimental approach to the genre that prioritizes innovation over formulaic success. Beyond the music itself, Keem's visual and marketing strategies have played a critical role in defining the project's impact. Album visuals, music videos, and digital content are intricately connected, creating a cohesive narrative that amplifies the music. Bold color palettes, cinematic framing, and futuristic motifs reinforce the themes present in the tracks, making the listening experience fully immersive. Fans aren't just consuming songs. They are engaging with an entire artistic universe that Keem has meticulously constructed. This approach demonstrates a modern understanding of how to build a cultural moment in the era of streaming and social media dominance. Critics have highlighted the technical proficiency that underpins the project. Keem's flows are precise, his lyricism sharp, and his ability to shift rhythmically across complex beats sets him apart from his peers. He navigates tempo changes, vocal layering, and unconventional structures with a confidence that reflects both talent and vision. Analysts note that this skill, combined with his willingness to experiment, positions him as a true innovator, someone capable of influencing the direction of hip-hop not just today, but for years to come. Each track becomes a study in risk-taking, creativity, and audience engagement, challenging the notion that mainstream success requires adherence to a strict formula. The cultural implications extend even further. Keem's project highlights the evolving role of hip-hop as both music and social commentary. Through lyrics, collaborations, and visual storytelling, he addresses themes of identity, ambition, and generational change. His work encourages younger artists to rethink what is possible, demonstrating that success in hip-hop no longer requires imitation of past trends but demands originality, authenticity, and bold creative choices. The message resonates widely, especially among emerging artists seeking to carve their own path in a crowded industry. Fan reactions reveal the depth of engagement with the project. Listeners are not only enjoying the music but actively interpreting it, analyzing layers of meaning, and debating stylistic choices. Some fans highlight specific verses for their lyrical complexity, while others focus on production innovations that reshape expectations of hip-hop tracks. This level of engagement indicates that Keem's work is not fleeting entertainment. It's a living, evolving cultural artifact that sparks discussion, inspires creativity, and influences perception across the industry. In addition, Keem's approach to releasing and promoting this project exemplifies a new model for hip-hop artists. He leverages digital platforms, visual storytelling, and strategic collaborations to generate maximum cultural impact while maintaining creative control. This approach demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of the modern music ecosystem, where innovation, authenticity, and audience connection define lasting success. The project has already influenced industry peers, with many observing and adapting elements of Keem's style and promotional methods in their own work. Ultimately, Part 2 underscores that Baby Keem's latest project is more than music. It's a blueprint for the future of hip-hop. By blending experimentation, technical mastery, cultural insight, and digital strategy, he is reshaping the genre's sound, structure, and perception. Fans, critics, and fellow artists are witnessing a moment where creativity meets strategy, and the impact is profound. The stage is set for a new era in hip-hop, one defined by artists like Keem who dare to innovate, challenge norms, and create cultural moments that extend. As Part 3 begins, the full magnitude of Baby Keem's latest project is becoming increasingly evident. The album is no longer simply a collection of songs. It's a cultural statement, a demonstration of artistic evolution, and a strategic masterclass in how modern hip-hop can shape not only sound but perception, influence, and industry standards. Fans, critics, and peers are all paying close attention, realizing that Keem isn't just releasing music, he's redefining the rules of the game. One of the most striking aspects of this project is its innovative production. Keem's approach fuses traditional hip-hop beats with experimental textures and electronic elements, creating soundscapes that are both surprising and addictive. He experiments with tempo shifts, layered vocals, and unconventional percussion patterns, keeping listeners on their toes while maintaining a cohesive sound. Each track feels like a journey, with intricate arrangements that reward repeated listens. Analysts have praised this approach, noting that Keem is challenging expectations of how a hip-hop album should sound while still appealing to mainstream audiences. The lyrical content further distinguishes this project. Baby Keem's verses are sharp, self-aware, and infused with cultural commentary, blending bravado with introspection. He addresses personal growth, ambition, and the pressures of fame while weaving in broader observations about the music industry and generational change. This balance of personal and societal insight adds depth to the album, encouraging fans and critics alike to analyze and interpret his words. Each lyric feels intentional, part of a broader narrative that communicates not only artistic skill but a vision for the future of the genre. Collaboration is another key factor in the project's impact. Keem strategically partners with both established stars and emerging talents, creating tracks that expand his influence while fostering innovation. These collaborations are not merely for commercial appeal. They serve as a cultural statement, illustrating how hip-hop can evolve through shared creativity. Each feature complements Keem's style, adding layers of complexity to the album and demonstrating how strategic partnerships can amplify both sound and cultural significance. Industry insiders suggest that this approach sets a new standard for collaboration, encouraging other artists to think beyond traditional boundaries. Social media has played a pivotal role in amplifying the project's reach. TikTok challenges, Instagram Reels, and viral Twitter clips have propelled tracks into mainstream conversation within hours of release. Fans dissect beats, highlight lyricism, and remix visuals, creating a dynamic, participatory culture around the music. This level of engagement reflects not just the quality of the work, but Keem's understanding of how to leverage digital platforms to create a cultural moment. In the modern music industry, virality is as important as artistry, and Keem is executing both flawlessly. Visual storytelling further enhances the project's impact. Music videos and promotional content feature cinematic imagery, bold color palettes, and futuristic motifs that reinforce the themes present in the album. This attention to visual narrative complements the sonic experimentation, transforming each track into a multisensory experience. Fans are not just listening. They are immersed in an entire artistic universe that Keem has constructed, blurring the line between music and art, performance and narrative. The reception from critics has been overwhelmingly positive. Many highlight Keem's ability to innovate while maintaining accessibility, a rare feat in any genre. By balancing complex production, technical lyricism, and mainstream appeal, he demonstrates that hip-hop can evolve without alienating its audience. Critics emphasize that this project is not just about Baby Keem as an individual artist. It represents a broader shift in how hip-hop can approach experimentation, collaboration, and audience engagement. It is a blueprint for future projects, setting a high bar for both creativity and strategic execution. Fan engagement has been equally impressive. Online communities are buzzing with debates, analyses, and reactions, reflecting the deep resonance of the album. Some fans focus on technical mastery, praising Keem's rhythmic agility and innovative flow. Others explore thematic elements, examining references, metaphors, and cultural commentary embedded in his lyrics. This level of participation indicates that the project has transcended casual consumption, encouraging listeners to engage critically with the music while sharing their interpretations across digital spaces. The project also highlights the evolution of artist strategy in the digital age. Keem's combination of music, visuals, collaborations, and social media engagement demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of modern influence. He is not just releasing songs. He is curating experiences, cultivating discussion, and shaping culture. In doing so, he positions himself as a thought leader in hip-hop, someone capable of guiding trends, influencing peers, and redefining what it means to succeed in a rapidly evolving industry. Ultimately, Part 3 reinforces the idea that Baby Keem's latest work is a transformative moment in hip-hop. It blends musical innovation, technical skill, cultural insight, and strategic vision to create a project that resonates far beyond the immediate tracks. Fans, critics, and fellow artists are witnessing a blueprint for the future, a model of how artistry, collaboration, and digital strategy can combine to redefine an entire genre. As this chapter of Keem's career continues to unfold, it becomes increasingly clear that his influence is not temporary. Every track, every visual, and every collaboration signals a long-term shift in hip-hop, challenging artists and audiences alike to reimagine the possibilities of the genre. Baby Keem is not simply participating in hip-hop's evolution. He is actively shaping it, one groundbreaking project at a time. As Part 4 begins, the magnitude of Baby Keem's latest project continues to reverberate across the hip-hop world, cementing his role not only as a top-tier artist but also as a cultural innovator. The album has transcended traditional music release cycles, becoming a blueprint for how modern hip-hop can evolve through creativity, collaboration, and strategy. Analysts, fans, and fellow artists alike are closely examining every aspect of his work, from production and lyricism to visual storytelling and digital engagement, realizing that Keem is doing more than making music. He's reshaping the very definition of what it means to be an influential artist in the 2020s. The production of this project continues to draw acclaim for its daring experimentation. Keem blends classic hip-hop elements with futuristic sounds, integrating electronic textures, unconventional percussion, and layered vocal effects. Tracks seamlessly shift in tempo, key, and rhythm, keeping listeners engaged and often surprised. Critics have highlighted how these choices defy industry norms, showing that innovation doesn't have to alienate mainstream audiences. By balancing experimental sounds with catchy hooks and memorable melodies, Keem ensures that the project appeals to both casual listeners and connoisseurs who analyze musical complexity in depth. This dual approach is rare in mainstream hip-hop and demonstrates his mastery of both craft and audience engagement. Lyrically, Keem continues to push boundaries. Each track reflects self-awareness, cultural commentary, and personal ambition. He addresses his journey in the industry, the pressures of fame, and generational shifts in music and culture, all while delivering sharp wordplay and inventive flows. Analysts point out that the depth of his lyrics encourages multiple interpretations, inviting fans to explore layers of meaning beyond the surface level. From themes of resilience and artistic growth to subtle social observations, Keem's storytelling elevates the project, blending entertainment with thought-provoking content. His lyrics are a testament to the evolving role of hip-hop as a platform for both personal expression and societal reflection. Collaboration continues to be a defining feature of this project. Keem has strategically partnered with both established artists and rising stars, creating tracks that showcase diverse styles while amplifying his own vision. These partnerships are more than just features. They represent a deliberate effort to push the genre forward collectively. Each collaboration contributes to the narrative of innovation, demonstrating how shared creativity can reshape the sound, culture, and influence of hip-hop. Industry insiders suggest that Keem's collaborative strategy sets a new standard, inspiring other artists to rethink how they approach partnerships and creative alliances in the digital age. The visual components of the project further enhance its impact. Music videos, album artwork, and promotional content form a cohesive aesthetic that complements the sonic experimentation. Bold colors, cinematic framing, and futuristic motifs immerse fans in a multisensory experience. This visual storytelling transforms individual tracks into an interconnected universe, reinforcing the themes of innovation, ambition, and cultural influence that run throughout the album. Fans aren't just consuming music, they're participating in a fully realized artistic experience, which increases engagement and amplifies the cultural significance of the project. Social media engagement has amplified the project's reach and influence. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter have become central hubs for fan interaction, with millions dissecting beats, flows, and lyrics while creating their own content inspired by the music. Viral trends, challenges, and fan-made interpretations have turned the album into a living, participatory phenomenon. This engagement not only reflects Keem's understanding of the digital landscape, but also demonstrates how modern hip-hop artists can leverage online communities to shape cultural narratives, generate discussion, and extend the life cycle of a project far beyond traditional marketing methods. Critics continue to praise Keem's ability to innovate while remaining commercially viable. By blending technical skill with experimental production, he is redefining expectations for what a hip-hop album can accomplish. Analysts highlight that his work challenges both artists and fans to expand their understanding of the genre, bridging the gap between artistic ambition and mainstream appeal. Keem's ability to maintain accessibility without compromising creativity marks him as a trendsetter, one capable of influencing the trajectory of hip-hop for years to come. The project also underscores the broader cultural implications of Keem's artistry. By addressing themes such as ambition, resilience, and creative evolution, he positions himself as a figure shaping not only the sound but the ethos of modern hip-hop. Younger artists and emerging talents are taking note, seeing Keem as a blueprint for success in an era where innovation, authenticity, and strategic engagement define influence. His impact extends beyond music, offering lessons in branding, storytelling, and audience interaction that resonate across the entertainment industry. Part 4 also emphasizes the longevity of Keem's influence. While many artists experience fleeting success, his strategic combination of production innovation, lyricism, collaboration, and digital savvy positions him as a lasting force in hip-hop. The project encourages listeners to consider not only the music, but the broader cultural and industry shifts it represents. By setting new creative standards and demonstrating a model for modern artistic influence, Baby Keem is ensuring that his impact will extend well beyond a single album cycle. Ultimately, Part 4 reinforces the idea that Baby Keem's latest work is transformative. It exemplifies how music, vision, and strategy can converge to redefine an entire genre. Fans, critics, and industry insiders alike recognize that this project is not simply a success. It is a blueprint for the future of hip-hop, showcasing how innovation, collaboration, and cultural awareness can create a lasting legacy. As the world continues to respond, one thing is clear: Baby Keem is shaping hip-hop's next chapter, and the genre will never be the same. As Part 5 begins, the significance of Baby Keem's latest project becomes increasingly clear. This isn't just an album, it's a cultural milestone, a masterclass in artistry, and a roadmap for the future of hip-hop. Fans, critics, and fellow artists are dissecting every element, from the innovative production and sharp lyricism to the strategic collaborations and visual storytelling, realizing that Keem has done more than create music. He has altered the trajectory of the genre itself. One of the most remarkable aspects of this project is the production, which blends traditional hip-hop foundations with experimental elements and futuristic sounds. Keem integrates electronic textures, unconventional percussion, and layered vocals to create soundscapes that feel fresh, dynamic, and unpredictable. Each track demonstrates careful attention to rhythm, tempo, and melody, inviting repeated listens while maintaining mainstream appeal. Analysts have highlighted how Keem balances complexity with accessibility, ensuring that both casual listeners and hardcore hip-hop enthusiasts can appreciate the artistry. This duality is rare in mainstream music and underscores Keem's skill in pushing boundaries without alienating his audience. Lyrically, Keem continues to demonstrate a depth that distinguishes him from his peers. His verses navigate themes of personal growth, ambition, and the pressures of fame, while also offering commentary on generational change in hip-hop. Wordplay, clever rhymes, and inventive flows combine with introspective storytelling to create tracks that are both entertaining and thought-provoking. Each lyric feels intentional, contributing to a larger narrative that connects the music with the culture, industry, and fans. Analysts note that this blend of introspection and bravado positions Keem as an artist capable of influencing not just the sound of hip-hop, but its thematic direction. Collaboration is another defining feature of the project. Keem strategically partners with both established stars and emerging talent, creating tracks that are musically diverse and culturally significant. These collaborations amplify his influence while showcasing the possibilities of shared creativity in modern hip-hop. Each feature is carefully curated to complement his style, resulting in a cohesive yet varied listening experience. Industry insiders note that this approach could inspire a new wave of collaborative projects, encouraging artists to think beyond conventional feature placements. Visual storytelling continues to play a crucial role in the project's impact. Music videos, promotional content, and album artwork form a cohesive aesthetic that complements the experimental production. Bold colors, cinematic framing, and futuristic imagery immerse listeners in a fully realized artistic universe. The visual elements extend the narrative of the album, transforming each track into a multisensory experience that engages fans on several levels. In an era where digital presence is as important as the music itself, Keem's attention to visual storytelling amplifies his cultural reach and influence. Social media engagement has elevated the project to unprecedented levels. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter became hubs for fan interaction, as millions analyzed beats, shared favorite lines, and created content inspired by the album. Viral trends and challenges extended the reach of the music far beyond traditional channels, creating a participatory culture that engages listeners directly. Keem's understanding of digital culture ensures that his music is not only heard but experienced interactively, increasing both visibility and cultural impact. This engagement demonstrates a modern model for how artists can connect with audiences and create sustained momentum in a crowded music landscape. Critics continue to praise Keem's innovative approach. By blending experimental production with technical lyricism, he challenges traditional hip-hop structures while maintaining commercial viability. Analysts point out that this project sets a new standard for artistic creativity, showing that it's possible to push boundaries without sacrificing audience connection. The album encourages other artists to experiment boldly, signaling that mainstream hip-hop can evolve in exciting, unpredictable ways. Keem's ability to balance artistry with accessibility is redefining what success looks like in the genre. The cultural implications of Keem's work are also profound. By pushing musical boundaries, embracing collaboration, and mastering digital engagement, he is influencing how hip-hop is created, consumed, and discussed. Emerging artists are paying attention, learning from Keem's approach to innovation and audience engagement. The project demonstrates that success in modern hip-hop requires more than talent alone. It demands creativity, strategy, and cultural awareness. Keem's work serves as both inspiration and blueprint, signaling a generational shift in how artists navigate the music industry. Ultimately, Part 5 underscores that Baby Keem's latest project is transformative. It is a fusion of artistry, strategy, and cultural influence that elevates him beyond the status of a rising star. Fans, critics, and peers alike recognize that this album is not merely entertainment. It is a defining moment in hip-hop. Keem has demonstrated that he can innovate while maintaining accessibility, collaborate while asserting a distinct voice, and connect with fans while reshaping cultural expectations. As the narrative of this project concludes, it is clear that Baby Keem has not only released an influential album, but also rewritten the playbook for modern hip-hop. Every beat, verse, and collaboration serves as a lesson in creativity, strategy, and cultural leadership. He has proven that innovation, vision, and calculated risk-taking can redefine a genre, inspire a generation, and leave a lasting mark on the industry. The question now is not whether hip-hop will change, but how far Keem's influence will reach, and how many future artists will follow the trail he has blazed. Baby Keem's latest project has proven that hip-hop is evolving before our eyes. From groundbreaking production and inventive lyrics to bold collaborations and immersive visuals, he has shown the world that innovation, strategy, and artistry can coexist in a way that transforms an entire genre. Fans are debating every verse, dissecting every beat,